Episode 16. Mercy. The forest slowly grew quiet again. Only the breeze stirred the white strands stretched between the trees. 4 bandits remained trapped where they had fallen, cocooned in enchanted webbing. One continued struggling. The webs only tightened. Mira stepped toward the nearest prisoner. The rapier rested comfortably in her hand. She spun it once. Balanced, she smiled. "I'm keeping it. I assumed as much." She knelt beside the first webbed bandit. He flinched. She unbuckled the leather belt around his waist. 2 sheathed daggers. Good steel. She buckled the belt around her own waist. Better. Next came a worn leather pouch. Inside, a few coins and several other useful odds and ends. Everything she no longer had. She tied it onto her belt. The second bandit surrendered a water skin and a serviceable cloak. The third, a small ration pouch and an empty sword scabbard. She left everything else. None of them protested. Crowe watched quietly. "Done?" She nodded. "I have enough. You left them their boots. They'll appreciate that." One of the trapped men finally found his voice. "You're not killing us?" She sheathed the rapier. Crowe stepped forward. "I am going to release you. You will leave your weapons on the ground. You will then leave that way." He pointed down the road. "If you choose to continue this fight, we will kill you." He paused. "You may also want to evaluate your life choices. The next travelers may not be as forgiving." The leader swallowed. Understood. The spell ended. The enchanted webs dissolved into fading strands of magic. The bandits exchanged uncertain looks. No curses, only relief. Crowe nodded toward the road. None of the bandits spoke. Finally, the leader broke the silence. "Thank you." Then they were gone. Mira spoke. "Something doesn't make sense." Crowe glanced over. "The crossbowmen." She nodded toward the tree line. They had the advantage. They never fired a second shot. They just ran. Crowe looked toward the trees. A familiar voice drifted from somewhere overhead. "Oh, that was me." Both stopped. Vexx became visible on a branch above them, grinning. I appeared right behind them. He spread his wings proudly. Mira folded her arms. You scared them away." Vexx burst into laughter. While they were reloading, I asked them if they honestly thought that was going to work. They both crapped their pants as they ran. One even dropped his crossbow. I considered keeping it, but it's bigger than me. I haven't laughed that hard in at least 50 years. Several minutes later, Mira emerged from the trees, carrying the abandoned crossbow. Vexx looked delighted. She slung it over her shoulder and said, "Waste not, but they only left 1 bolt." Crowe smiled, then looked back at Mira. "The swordsman. You disarmed him." "It wasn't luck," she shrugged. "I've watched guild enforcers. I've watched city guards. You moved differently. You stole his balance." Mira smiled. "Thank you." Crowe frowned. "That wasn't a compliment." "I know. It was an observation." She looked ahead. "So, what are you?" Mira laughed. "What am I? What are you?" Crowe frowned. She looked sideways at him. "You've been a wizard for how many days now?" Crowe thought. "About a week. And in a week, you've learned more magic than most students learn in years. You've learned divine spells without prayer. You've obtained pact magic without making a pact." She glanced toward Vexx. "You have whatever he is." Vexx gave an elegant bow. "I rather enjoy being a mystery." She pointed directly at Crowe. "You unlocked magical shackles. You stole a holy relic. You infiltrated the circle and crippled it." Crowe opened his mouth, then quietly closed it. Mira smiled. "And you're asking me What I am? Crowe nodded slowly. Fair enough. For the record, she adjusted the rapier at her side. I'm much easier to explain than you are. Vexx nodded enthusiastically. Oh, considerably, Crowe sighed. I'm starting to agree with that.